morning. I'm Jen Amos at Weiss Research.
I'm Andy Myers, and this is your morning market alert for Wednesday, January 26th. Stock futures are pointing to a higher open on Wall Street as investors react to another round of corporate earnings and last night's State of the Union address. President Barack Obama called for a lower corporate tax rate and a 5-year freeze on domestic discretionary spending, including defense, Medicare, and Medicaid. The focus will remain on Washington this afternoon when the Federal Reserve finishes up its 2-day policy meeting. The central bank is expected to leave interest rates and its $600 billion bond buying program unchanged. But markets are likely to key on the Fed's inflation and growth outlook as traders look for any indication of when rates will begin to rise.
It's another big day for corporate earnings, with Yahoo kicking things off after yesterday's closing bell. Profit at the internet giant more than doubled in the fourth quarter, topping estimates. But sales dropped 4%. The results reflect Yahoo's new cost controls and fierce competition in the online advertising market. Earlier, Yahoo announced that it's cutting roughly 1% of its workforce. The stock is dropping more than 2% on the news. Another company losing ground in the pre-market is Boeing. It's falling more than 3% after posting 8% declines in profit and revenue. For the full year, Boeing projected earnings in the range of $3.80 to $4 a share, well below Wall Street forecasts. Elsewhere in the airline industry, United Continental reported a fourth quarter loss of $325 million. But that was actually better than expected, and total operating revenue jumped 15%, pushing those shares up more than 4% in the pre-market.
Several other big names are out with results this morning. United Technologies earned $1.2 billion in the fourth quarter, beating expectations. The company also predicted strong earnings growth and margin expansion for the full year. Meanwhile, Xerox is dropping nearly 3%. Revenue actually rose 42%, but investors are instead focusing on the bottom line. Net income fell 5%, missing estimates, and Xerox projected first quarter earnings that are below Wall Street forecasts. Eastman Kodak is likely to open lower again after a 13% decline yesterday. Its quarterly profit fell 95% on a 25% drop in sales.
Analyst calls may move several stocks today. BMO Capital upgraded the entire semiconductor industry and placed outperform ratings on Intel and Xilinx. Intel shares are adding more than 1% on the news. Verizon is posting a similar gain after Goldman Sachs added the stock to its conviction buy list. And CSX may open higher again after a more than 3% jump yesterday. Wells Fargo upgraded the railroad operator following strong quarterly results. That's the latest from Weiss Research. We'll be back after the opening bell with all the market reaction.